Bro, a nigga might win.
He a coke hero, brother.
Welcome in once again to another show, another Wednesday night, man. We here again. Thank y'all for tuning in to the show LastWord Productions. I'm your host, Tavares Wilson. As you all know, I always get the last word. So we're here for another night, man. We got a lot to talk about as always. But before we get into any topic, I always got to introduce my counterparts, man. Got my boy Breeze in the building. How you feeling today, bro?
What's the word? What's the word? Last word. How y'all doing, man?
For sure. We got Mike here as well. Mike, how you feeling, bro?
Bless, man. Let's get to it. Let's get it done.
All right, for sure. So first thing we're gonna start off with, man, we're gonna start off with some NBA news and some updates. I want to speak on excuse me. I want to speak on the Los Angeles Lakers specifically. They've been red hot this last month and some change the last couple of days. I believe they're 14-2 in their last 16 games. Luka has been on a tear. Austin Reeves is starting to come back in the folds. I know he didn't play great the other game against the Cavs recently, but he's starting to pick it back up from the injury. And LeBron, pretty much is LeBron at this point in terms of him just contributing here and there wherever he can contribute. And the role players are stepping up now, which is a good thing to see. So, Mike, I know you're the Lakers guy here, man. So I'm gonna start with you, my boy. Like, are the Lakers actual contenders as it stands right now?
I would say yes. The only team I don't think they can beat is OKC. So with that in mind, I would say that makes them contenders. They can get to the conference finals. They could, I guess, potentially beat them, but I don't really see it just because OKC has so much more depth. To be honest, I think starter for starter, they can cancel out. Like I think Shea and Luka can both go nuclear. Austin Reeves and J Dub can go off. We didn't see them go off, and then of course we got if Brian, your third best player, that's better than anybody else in the league's third best player. So I mean, starters wise they match up, but once you get to the bench and the depth that they got, they go about 8 to 10, and it's quality players, not just bums. They may not be all stars, but they're still quality players that can get their own shot. Half of them, they both play. They play defense. More defense than the Lakers for sure on a consistent basis. So I think that's their ceiling. If they were to get to the conference finals and could steal one of them first two games in the series at OKC, I would change my mind maybe, but they would have to steal one of them games for me to feel like they had a chance to beat them. If they went down like 2-0 to them, even if they won they 2 in LA, I don't see them winning 2 out of the next 3 against OKC in that format, in that 7-game series format. So, but I think they're playing great. LeBron's playing great. He looks fresh. He looks healthy. Luka done lost his damn mind the last 2 months, it seemed like. And like you were saying, AR done got kind of back to being healthy. He distributing. Him and Brian connection is on a high level right now as far as how they hooping together. They back locked in. So I think it's good, man. It's good to see. It's good to see them playing good ball.
All right, what you got, Breeze?
Uh, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't really been moved by the stretch, just for the simple fact is because I'm not saying anything that I didn't already know. I already knew Luca can go for 50 every night. I already knew AR was a very good, solid second piece. He was before in the beginning of the season when LeBron was out and Luca was going through his struggle. AR, they was talking about giving AR a max contract. Like I already knew at his best what he can do. I already knew LeBron was handing the keys over to Luca, and LeBron is still going to be that Swiss Army knife, rebounding, passing the ball, and he can go nuclear on certain nights scoring. The only thing that hasn't changed is the defensive effort. They're still in very high scoring games, and they're coming down to the stretch where if the other team just simply has a routine or they're rolling, they're going to beat the Lakers. Now they're beating teams. I'm not going to lie to you. The offense is looking polished, is looking great, but when it comes to the playoffs, bro, there's no more next game up, next game up, next game up. No, it's consistent for at least 4 games. You have to win the best of 4. And right now, I see them if they match up with, let's say, the Houston Rockets. I'm very comfortable putting one of the Thompson twins on Luka and telling the Lakers stop Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun. I'm very confident with that. I'm very, very confident with it. I'm very confident. I'm very, very confident with it. I'm loving it, bro. So from the Lakers, bro, I'm not moved. I'm not impressed. The defensive effort is still terrible. I know people say, hey, Luka's dropping 40 points. That's going to cancel out the defense. But when it gets to the playoffs and you see playoff basketball and you see the way game series, that's why I need to see better defense, bro. The offense, I'm not shocked by the offense. I'm not shocked by the scoring, no nothing, because they have ballers. I need to see defense, brother. That's the only way I'll be moved.
Okay. Wait, y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, I get you.
All right, just making sure. But so for me, man, personally, I mean, I'm with Breeze in the sentiment of nothing's really changed for me. But I believe this Lakers team just needed to get healthy. They dealt with injuries throughout this entire season, whether it was AR missing half the season damn near, whether it was Luka out with some kind of tacky injury, or LeBron being out with something that's hindering him, whatever the case may be. I just thought it was all about building chemistry. Now, is their defense the greatest? No. But I also believe that these teams that they're going up against, like the Rockets, like Minnesota, Denver, like these aren't guys who necessarily have people across the board who's going to go out and give 20, 25 a night. I mean, the Thompson twin, sure, he anywhere from 15 to 18 a night, but you're living it down by him beating you, bro. The same thing with the Denver Nuggets. If Cam Johnson go out there and beat you, you live with it. Like, if you can match up well against the players that you need to semi-control, I think that'll be fine. But it's going to be tough sledding because at the end of the day, bro, a great player is going to be a great player, in my opinion. There's only so much you're going to do to stop a Nikola Jokic or a Kevin Durant. Like, there's only so much you're going to do. So I believe in terms of a contender, I said this before, if a team can win a playoff series or two, I think they're a contender. And I think the Lakers can do that because outside of the OKC Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs, I mean, I give them a fair shot against anyone else in the West. Like, they won the series this year against the Rockets. I believe they broke even with the Nuggets. If there's no way guys going there from picking the Clippers to beat them if the Clippers made it somehow. Or then whoever else you want to name, whether it's the Wolves, whether it's the Warriors, if they somehow made it, like whoever we want to talk about. Like, best out of 7 is going to be a long night for any team, in my personal opinion, outside of the top 2 teams in the West. But I think the Lakers could for sure end up in the Western Conference Finals if they play their cards right and if they guys are just on the game like they've been the last couple of months. Well, the last month and a half, I should say. So, for me personally, I think they're contenders. I think they just need things like many teams do and all teams do. They need to just break even somewhere. But as far as since we are talking about the Lakers, I want to discuss Luka just a little bit, and I want to discuss his MVP odds actually going down this past month, despite the fact that he's been going nuclear, like how Mike referenced. Like, why do y'all think that is?
It's because they starting to value the other side of the ball.
It's because a certain person spoke up and was loud and broadcasting about the defensive side of the ball. That's what it is.
Because it's fair. Like, I
I
mean,
about to
if
say
you,
I don't think it's because they're noticing the defensive side, but
I'm saying
I
if you want to be real, bro, we can say SJ isn't the greatest defender, but damn it, he tries. He fucking tries. Luka just does not care, bro. Like, I don't know what it is, bro. I just don't know what it is. And I can't even say that. Usually I would say, okay, it's Euro players because Euro basketball is more finesse and actual strength and power. Like that was the whole difference when, Team USA was having problems against the Euro teams. All the Euro players, remember, their centers are shooting threes. They're not like Patrick Ewing and shit like that who get in the paint, dunk and shit like that. No, they're shooting floaters. They're laying, it's finesse ball. It's more structured basketball versus over here in the United States. If they see you're 6'5" as like a teenager or something like that, you're automatically a center. Go rebound, go dunk the ball. Don't work on all those skills. Now the game has caught up now to where you can see, okay, Wembenyamas and all this stuff like that. You can see all these big, like, 7-footers and stuff like that. You can see them now stretching out and working on guard skills and stuff like that. But back then, it wasn't always like that. When you were a center, you were basically stuck to a confinement. Rebound, get in the post, dunk the ball, play defense. So when you're looking at it now, and Luka is at the cream of the crop when it comes to EuroLeague players, the other MVP candidates, we can say Jokic is in the same boat as well. These MVP candidates, bro, they just don't give a fuck about that side of the ball, bro. And I think really, because if you look at those two, what they put out on the offensive end, bro, you can say they deserve MVP without a shadow of a doubt. But if you're going to factor in MVP, you have to factor in what Wemby does on the defensive end, bro, because the man is going out there maybe 2 steals and 3 blocks a game. Like if you can somehow tally up shots altered at the rim, then that will be a stat that will work in his favor as well. It's just that I think that being highlighted, they finally locked in and say, okay, you know what? This guy doesn't give a fuck about the other side of the ball, because it is 2 sides of the ball in basketball, bro.
So when did we start caring about that when it came to MVP, right? Because like we never had this conversation.
It's not a conversation, Mike. It's not.
It's not.
That's not why Luke not favorite for MVP.
Yeah, like because like that shit. I mean, real talk. We done had plenty of niggas win MVP who weren't defensive players. Like I care. I personally, as somebody who values a 2-way player, care. But overall, as far as it deciding MVP, like I don't give a fuck. Like that shouldn't decide the MVP. If you're the best player that year, you're the best player that year. Whether you're a 2-way player or elite on offensive, like an offensive juggernaut, like a Luka was or like a James Harden was, he won MVP. That motherfucker wasn't playing no damn defense, but he was giving you damn near 40 a night. So it is what it is. Like it can't become all of a sudden it's this 2-way award. Because if that's the case, then we can start looking at a lot of other rewards and changing stuff, and nobody wants to do all that. I think that I don't know why he's dropped off. His game hasn't dropped off. His numbers haven't dropped off. I'm really not sure what it is. To me, to be honest, it's between him and Shea, personally, in my opinion, as far as who should win it. Only because, and at first I had Jaylen Brown up there, but only because I think he missed a couple games in the last couple weeks or so. So, I mean, that's the reason. And with it being that close, it's literally coming down to nitpicking at this point at the end of the year.
But so that's what I was like. It's coming down to narrative, bro. Like that's
it's just nitpicking at this point, nitpicking the narrative for real. Like I wouldn't be mad if Jaylen Brown win. I'm not gonna be mad. If Shea win, I'm not gonna be mad. Luka win, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna trip if any of them 4 win with the addition of Wemby. Like I wouldn't be mad at either one of them 4 guys winning for real. And normally, I think when we see MVP, sometimes it's like, oh, that's bullshit. Or like, sometimes it'd be kind of like iffy. The way the 4 of them have played for the duration of the entire season, I wouldn't trip on either one. Either one of those 4 guys winning the award, to be honest. So
what's going on? But personally, like I just think the reason why Luka isn't the MVP favorite. What happened?
Shut nothing, man. Go ahead. This dude. I knew he was gonna say something too. That's why I ain't say shit. Go ahead.
But
what the fuck? Hey, hold on. Time out before you go. That second comment, block, bro. Block that, man.
Wait. What is it? Wait.
Second comment, gang. Block him, man. Gotta go. Get him going.
You know what's crazy? I had deleted his first comment, but I ain't see the second.
Yeah, bro. Wow. I just happened to see that. No, sir.
See the second one,
bro. What was the comment? Damn, bro. I didn't even see the comment.
Bro, talking about some all have beautiful mouths. Get your hit the road, dude.
But see, what kind of fans you got, bro?
I don't know.
This what Jaden Ivey was talking about, bro. This shit right here. This what Jaden Ivey was talking about.
This YouTube, man. Bro. I don't know where these people from, but the man even got no profile picture, bro. But listen, man, let me say
that
this.
Probably will.
It's crazy. But
Made a burner to upload
I
that
think,
shit, man.
personally speaking, man, I think the thing working against Luka is narrative, bro. I think when you have SGA, who's at this point reached over 100 wins off of an MVP and Finals MVP year, he's gonna always get the not the fan vote, but he's gonna get that NBA narrative vote because it's the new shiny toy in the store. Personally speaking, it's like when James Harden went on the tear he went on for a couple years, bro. Like, but then you was putting it up a step because, excuse me, Shea is winning. Like he's winning championships. He's the league MVP. His team is 50, 60 win games the last 2 seasons. Like it's easy to make that the story and the headlines in order to see why this is the MVP. And that works in the odds and the favors, bets, whatever the case may be. Then you got Victor Wembanyama coming in, who is the new kid on the block, new toy, like I said, and the guy who actually wants to go and make it be known that he wants to compete against the rest of these guys. He's not trying to be buddy or friends and none of this shit. Like it's me against them at the end of the day, and I feel like I'm deserving of this award. So I'm not gonna sit here and say the defensive end doesn't matter because of course it does. But there's never been a year, in my personal opinion, especially not the last several years that we can remember, that the MVP award was leaned or favored one way over the other because of the defensive end. It's always been narrative, bro. It's a narrative-driven award in both football and basketball. Like, we're talking about when James Harden won it. When James Harden at that time there was legit arguments. He's the greatest ISO scorer we've ever seen, the greatest offensive engine the game has seen, averaging 38 points, this, that, and the third, blase, blase. Then you had LeBron James, who was a machine that season, didn't win MVP. Then you turn around, you got Russell Westbrook, historic season, wins MVP. You got Steph Curry, who lit the world on fire, unanimous MVP, 73-win team. Like, it's always, the narrative will always win over the production when it comes to these players and when it comes to these awards. Because at the end of the day, bro, it's a business. It's an entity at the end of the day. They're going to go with who they feel as if is going to make the most money in terms of who people actually want to see with the award. I think Luka this season, and somewhat last season, has become more or less of a player people really desire to watch because he is now playing in Los Angeles. His, I want to say issues, but his flaws as a player are magnified now because he's not in Dallas anymore. And not to say it's a small market, but it's nowhere near the market Los Angeles is. So now all of that stuff is highlighted. And now people are starting to see these things. And now the narrative and his fandom hasn't really been the same, in my personal opinion. Because it's not just, people don't view him the same like they once did. And I just believe that plays a factor in more so than the actual play on the court. I think the stories and the narrative plays way more of a factor. Because if we talking about just production and most valuable player, bro, he's second to none in the league. Like, I think the Spurs are what, 12 and I think they're 12-4 without Victor Wembanyama. This SGA, when he missed times for the Thunder, they have a decent winning record. So if the Lakers were without Luka, they wouldn't be where they at right now. Not even close. But I don't know, bro. I think, personally speaking, I think it's more narrative driven than anything else.
That's why I say Jaylen Brown, bro. He got the best story this year, man. You got man, and I know I'm a fan, bro, but the shit that happened in Boston, bro, I did not expect that shit to happen, bro. I really thought we was gonna be maybe fighting for a play-in seed, bro. I knew JB can hoop, but just after everything that happened, bro, we gutted the roster. We were so much over the luxury tax that second curtain really destroyed everything we had. We got rid of Porzingis, got rid of Drew Holiday, got rid of Al Horford, all defensive anchors, very important to the scheme that we run. We bring in players, Neemias Queta, who got waived by Sacramento, Jordan Walsh, who was a G League star, Peyton Pritchard became a starter. He was playing on the bench for us, developing Hugo Gonzalez, like bringing all this stuff together, and then being the second seed, 50-win team, bro. I think this is Joe Mazzulla's fourth straight 50-win season, and I was calling him overrated when we first got him because he won a ring with a team that was stacked, honestly. But now I honestly think he's coach of the league and JB's MVP, man, because without Jaylen Brown, I think a team led by Derek White and Peyton Pritchard would be scrapping to get the last seed in the play-in, honestly, and that's being generous. But, to each his own, man.
Yeah, we got a bit of a longer comment here. So Kyle James, appreciate the comment. He says over there on the Mavs, Luka never had a player like LeBron, and now you have the first year of them together. LeBron's adding 8 assists, take him out of the scenario, and I can only imagine what type of numbers Luka would have. He would put up. LeBron would take the ball away 1 or 2 possessions here and there to get 8 assists. I don't think that's how that works, Brody. But
yeah, and hey, with what you saying, bro, understand that LeBron is running the offense when Luka's off the court. Luka plays the whole first quarter, the whole third quarter, half of the second, and like 3/4 of the fourth. So in that time, LeBron is making it happen. Luka has free range to do what he wants, bro. So he's going out there, he's chucking up threes. Fuck the assists. He doesn't really care about them, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go that far and say you don't care about it, but I agree. But
he's never averaging the same amount of assists his whole career. So he's not taking anything away from anybody. Like he's
exactly
career 28, 7 and 7. So I mean, he's getting them 7 assists with Luka, without Luka, with me, you, Danielle Marshall. It don't really matter. He's literally been getting the same assists his entire time.
It's a reason why 4 minutes into the first quarter, JJ Redick takes LeBron and AR out and say, "Hey, Luka, go crazy and play the whole." It's a reason why. Fuck it, go do what you do.
More than enough time. LeBron not even shooting the ball like that for real, as far as attempts go. So
yeah, he's actually not. This is by far the lowest of his career.
Yeah, so he ain't taking nothing away from Luka. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, for sure. But let's get into some football, man. I want to speak on the Puka Nacua situation. This is something we wrote in the script, but this is something that has been out the last couple days. He had a situation with a woman. Apparently, he bit the woman after they shared a night together, I believe. I didn't fully see the story, but there are talks and there's speculations that this could potentially affect his payday because he is due for one, if not this offseason, for sure next. And he's also been reported by his agent to have been checked into rehab, and for quite some time now, he's possibly going back. So I'm going to start with you, Mike. What do you make of this situation with Puka Nacua, and do you believe it will affect his payday?
If it's true, and this is not one of them situations where it's a money grab by a lady or a woman that's had an interaction with a professional athlete, then it should affect his payday. It should also affect his playing time as far as the suspension goes. For the life of me, I don't know what it is, bro, about professional athletes that they don't understand that you are a walking bulletin board. Like, you can't do shit that regular everyday people can do. I know they all like to say, "Oh, I'm just like everybody else." You're not. You are the 1% of the 1%, fam. And so when you find yourself in these situations, when you spending the night with women, or you doing whatever you're doing, or y'all being intimate, or whatever the case may be, or there's alcohol or drugs, whatever may or may not be involved, you always got to think of the worst possible scenario. And it sucks because it leaves you in a position where you got to be on guard all the time. You may not get to enjoy yourself as much as a regular dude would. But we've seen these stories enough for you to know you got to be on point with this kind of shit. So, like I said, if he did it, he's a fucking idiot and deserves to be docked. As far as the extension I would offer him if I'm the Rams, I would take that into consideration because you clearly don't know how to act. You can't conduct yourself like a grown ass man. And so this is how you acting on what you're making now. When you get more money, it only makes you more what you already are. It doesn't change who you are. It makes you more what you already are. So if you're doing this type of shit without money, millions and millions and millions of dollars, you're gonna be fucking Epstein level at this point. If I give you $100 million, $120 million guaranteed with the shit you're doing, like you're biting. Like we're first of all, we grown ass adults. The fuck we doing biting motherfuckers and shit for, bro? Like we're not kids, bro. That shit's not. It wasn't cool when we was kids. Somebody used to bite a motherfucker when we was kids. Your parents was getting involved. You was getting your ass whooped like that. That ain't never been nothing people ever played with. So as a grown ass man, with the recognition and the cachet that you have, being one of the top receivers and one of the top stars in the NFL, what are you doing, bro? What in your mind is telling you that that's an acceptable action to have? And I think for me, it's more annoying too as somebody like for myself personally, like I'm a little biased in the sense because I have daughters and shit. And I wish the fuck my daughter would come tell me she was on a date with a young man and they spent the night together and this nigga done bitter or punctured her skin and all that. I'm going, it's a wrap. So it's like, I just think dudes don't think, bro. And I think that sometimes people get lost in the frat boy mentality sometimes and they just think they're untouchable or they feel like, uh, it wasn't that serious. Like it's always that it's not that serious kind of thing. But it is, bro. When it can cost you your career, when it can cost you millions of dollars, it's very much that serious. And if you're checking in the rehab, like we talked a little bit before we went live, like I agree with you. I feel like it's just for optics sake. Because I feel like there may be, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like there is some truth to this. And the rehab check-in is for optics to make it seem like I'm aware of what I did wrong. I know that I need to do better. I'm seeking help for my behavior before it even get to the court proceedings and all that kind of shit. And also to make it look to the Rams like, hey, I know I got a problem. I'm getting help. So I think he's trying to cut off or kind of cut in half, cut through the discipline that may be headed his way or could be headed his way because he's taking the initiative to get help. But the bottom line is, bro, end of the day, like keep your fucking hands in your mouth to yourself. That's something we all learned and was told as kids. Keep your hands to yourself, keep your mouth to yourself. Don't spit on nobody, don't touch nobody that don't want to be touched, point blank, period, in the story. And if niggas would just remember them simple guidelines in life, a lot of the shit that we read about these athletes wouldn't happen.
Okay. What you got, Breeze?
I don't think it's gonna affect this payday. The worst is gonna happen. The Rams may just say, you know what, we're gonna move on. But remember, production outweighs tolerance. We've seen T.O. get paid after doing a bunch of dumb shit. We've seen Dez Bryant get paid after doing a bunch of dumb shit. We've seen Randy Moss get paid after doing a bunch of dumb shit. We've seen countless receivers get paid for doing stupid shit. Hell, Marvin Harrison was looked at as a murderer. We've seen a lot of people get paid for doing stupid shit. I don't think it'll affect his pay. I do think it's going to put an eye on him, and his contract is going to be, it's going to be a lot of stipulations in his next contract. But for what it's worth, I think the person who signs Puka Nacua is going to know, yeah, he's an ass outside of the field, but when he gets on the field, we know what he's going to do. And I really think that's really what outweighs everything. I'm not saying what he did was right. If he did what he did, I'm not saying what he did was right. But right now, it's at a level right now where his production is going to outweigh the tolerance. Like, you can overlook things like this when Puka Nacua is going out there and putting up the numbers that he's putting up. He's having 200-yard gains. Like, he's going ballistic. So if the Rams don't pay him, I definitely think a contender would pick him up. What contender that might be, I don't know. Let's just say for the sake of it, the Bills somehow managed to finesse and get him. I'm pretty sure they'll pay him whatever he wants to get paid. The Bills will pay him. Any contender that gets Puka Nacua will know, hey, we got a top 5 receiver in the league, man, and this man's gonna put up numbers. We just got to do our due diligence, but he's gonna push us one step closer to a title, and I think that's what it comes down to. If his play slips, he starts to decline, then that's another thing. But right now, Puka is steamrolling the NFL, bro. So, I mean, it's not going to affect his pay. It's definitely putting eyes on him, though. He definitely will be watched. He'll be targeted more by the NFL and by, disciplinary figures and stuff like that. But I don't think it'll affect his pay.
I don't think, even with some of them dudes you named, like, yeah, like you said, Marvin Harrison was considered like a murderer at one point. Cool. T.O. was doing push-ups and shit in the driveway, bro. Like, that ain't, I'm not violating anybody's privacy or I'm not violating another person. I'm pissed off about me not getting paid because I'm already the top receiver in the league, if not top 2 in the league, and y'all bullshitting with my money. That's entirely different than this scenario, you going out of your way and biting motherfuckers and shit like you some type of fucking dog or animal or some shit. I think it's just like, and I agree with you, a team will trade for him if the Rams don't want to pay him, but it's just like, again, like, your talent and tolerance, we know is on a scale when it comes to any professional sport. As long as your talent outweigh your bullshit, they'll tolerate you. But at a certain point, even if they're putting all them incentives in his contract, it's still going to potentially cost you money. Whereas you would have got this guaranteed money outright with no incentives. Now I got to put all these fucking incentives in the contract because you don't know how to act like a grown-ass man. So you are still losing money, or you're putting yourself at a higher risk of losing money versus having it guaranteed, which it should be assigned based on what your talent says you are as a player.
So let me push back on what you were saying. To was looked at as a locker room cancer, which I think that's worse than how people are going to look at Puka Nacua because he's an idiot outside of the facility. When you're looked at as a locker room cancer, there's plenty of instances where they thought, he was dividing the locker room, decisive, berating coaches, back in typical diva receiver stuff. You know, I think that in the facility is going to be looked at and judged worse than Puka Nacua just being an idiot outside of the facility. You get me? I think owners can brush over what you do outside, but in the facility, if he has a reputation with McVay of being, a model citizen, being receptive to coaching, you don't see typical diva receiver when you see Puka Nacua. You get me? Like you don't see it. He may be an idiot outside, but you don't see the diva stuff. It looks like he just goes to work, puts the work in, gets his work done, go home, and then be an idiot. So I think a team will look at it like we can fix this problem. It's just a behavioral problem we can fix outside versus being a cancer or a trouble in the locker room.
Yeah, but the only time I ever really heard that cancer shit was in the locker room, was in Philly for real. Like in other locker rooms, his other teammates, like you have teammates who don't like him and hated T.O. You have teammates that loved him and said he was one of the best teammates they ever had, that they never had them type of issues with him. So I get like the locker room, even though he was labeled a locker room cancer, that's not based on what his peers have said about him. We know that that wasn't 100% accurate. That was more so the media saying shit because they weren't fucking with him either. As far as what Puka is doing, you're a representation of the organization, no matter if you're on the field or off the field. And this is not his first incident of doing some, of potentially, because we don't know if it happened or not, so I don't want to blame the man. This is not the first time he's been accused or seen doing some questionable or ridiculous shit. It's the comments he made on the stream with the streamer, like twice. It's like he got a bunch of these just unnecessary dumbass instances where it's just like, are you not getting it, bro? Like, what is it going to take for you to get it? Do you have to lose everything for you to get your shit together, or can you figure it out like an adult and get your shit together first so that you don't have to hit rock bottom? Like, I don't think everybody needs to always hit rock bottom to learn a lesson. Figure this shit out while you getting these slaps on the wrist, and while you can just get away with a tweet and an apology for a racist comment or whatever the case is, and let that be it and go on about your day. But bro just keeps getting involved, and it's gonna get to a point where even when he's not doing shit now, any little interaction he has is going to become an accusation against him now, because once you build that reputation and people know that you are willing to muddy the waters or cross a line, they're going to try to bait you into it. And we know that. Most people just want to pay there. We know that. So that's why I said I don't know if this is true or not. We weren't there. We don't know. But if it's found to be true, bro got to get some real help. Not some bullshit check into rehab. None of that. Bro need real fucking help, because grow the fuck up. That's that simple, bro. You play a game, you are elite at it. You are a part of the best of the best. Just play the game and have fun, bro. Ball the fuck out. Enjoy your wealth. Go party. Do what you do. Cool. But stop acting like a dumbass, bro. Like, it's not that hard to act like an adult.
Okay.
I agree with you.
For me personally, I'll be honest, bro. I know Puka has said remarks and comments that didn't sit too kindly with the audiences or other people, and rightfully so. But in this situation specifically, in this situation alone, and I'm sorry, bro. Like I gotta see it actually be proven, or to know the young lady was being harassed before I throw any judgment or say he got to do this, that, X, Y, Z, blase, blase. Like, is he immature? Yes, but the
He's
man,
an idiot.
yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, do I think he's out here just biting motherfuckers just because he can? No, I don't. I don't really believe that, bro. I'm not really buying that. But I think I agree with Mike in the sense that he does have to move way smarter, because he's a walking piggy bank to a lot of people, and that's how he's viewed. So there's no telling if that's just the night that they were having and it just got to that point, and whatever the case may be, or just he's niggas just that big of a dumbass. Like, I don't know. But what I will say is this: I don't think it's going to affect his pay at all. We see dudes in this league get not only accused of worse, but found it for worse, and they get paid. I mean, Deshaun Watson had got $250 million, and he had a lot. He had a lot bigger rap sheet than this. So it's
But
it's not.
he also plays quarterback. So I mean,
At the end of the day, bro, he had 48 cases against him. Like the possession don't matter. Like, I mean, to me, it don't. Like,
and not to mention,
at
but
the
he
end
was
of the day,
coming
it's
off.
clear that teams are not willing to side morality over production on the field potentially. That they're not willing to do that. So I just feel as if his pockets aren't affected at all. I mean, if you want to say guaranteed money, I mean, I still disagree with that, but I mean, I guess. But at the end of the day, bro,
when do
like,
they have to? My bad. When do they have to pay him by? Next year, right? It's not this year. This was his
it's
third year.
next year. They have to pay.
So let's just say, for the sake of argument, he has another incident like this.
But we don't even know if this is an incident.
That's what, and I started my whole statement by saying we don't know if it's true, but let's just say.
But Mike, you just said let's assume he. You said let's.
No, I said let's say he has another situation similar to this that occurs or comes up. Doesn't matter if it's true or not. I'm not saying it is true. If his name is involved in another situation similar to this or anything in this vein, do you think that will impact what they want to do as far as guaranteed dollars?
No.
Okay.
I really don't. Because I mean, bro, this same shit happened with Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott was accused of taking advantage of a woman. He got paid the biggest contract at the time of any running back in NFL history. We seen the same thing happen with like I just said with Deshaun Watson. Most guaranteed money we've ever seen. And again, he had several women come out and speak about him. So it's like I'm not gonna believe he's going to get affected by this because of one incident or potentially, like you just said, two, if it does happen. But do I think he needs to be smarter? For sure. No denying that. I think he definitely needs to think with his head on the swivel. But, at the end of the day, bro, when it comes to his pockets, do I think it's going to affect his pockets? No. I don't see that happening. Because he's too talented of a player, bro. People have dealt with a lot more bullshit with less talent from players, bro.
And another thing to factor in with Deshaun Watson, he was just coming off a serious ligament injury that was literally gonna cripple his play style. Because Deshaun Watson, a lot of his play was built on his mobility. He wasn't just a drop back stand in the pocket passer. So coming off an ACL injury with all the allegations, with everything going on, and to still get that curse of a contract, bro, like, come on, man, it's all good, man. He'll be all right. If he proven innocent, he'll be all right, man. Just a little.
That's what I said. I genuinely hope this is just some bullshit and she's just trying to get a payday. Because if this is true, this is probably one of the dumbest. Like, you're a grown ass man out here biting motherfuckers, bro. Like, grow the fuck up, bro.
And isn't it funny to y'all? This came out on April Fool's Day.
Nah, I mean, shit. This has been out for a minute.
That he went to rehab though, like, they didn't say he's in rehab for substance abuse. He's in rehab for alcohol.
It just said rehab, right? It didn't say for what. You're right.
So what, he rehab for biting bitches? Like, what is the?
But I don't think the ESPN will publish the shit because then they could get sued for all kind of shit if they were making this shit up. And if I'm him, don't use me to make no fucking joke with my life, the shit I got going on in life.
So wait, did ESPN publish it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's where I got notification from when I said so. Yeah.
I saw just like little satire pages posting this. So
I saw it. It was an ESPN notification when I brought
it.
No,
ESPN. I legit got the update. I seen it.
Yeah,
but I want to move off into another football story that I seen. I want to get y'all thoughts on it, man. So Jalen Hurts, man, as we all know, we spoke about Jalen Hurts on here before, and the Eagles, to say the least, had a disappointing season, and by all means, they're expected to get back to contention at the very least next season, this coming season, I should say, excuse me. So, with all that being said, my guys, I got to start with you, Breeze. I know you the Jalen Hurts guy, you feel me? That was a joke.
I had to laugh, boy. I had to make sure we was talking about the same people here, man.
But, so look, though. Do you believe Jalen Hurts is the biggest reason for the Eagles' failures?
Yes, 100%. Because the buck starts and stops with him. Um, I understand people want to say he hasn't had the same coordinator or play calling or whatever. I'm just gonna break it down to people like this. When I employ somebody for a position, I need them to be able to do what they need to do at that position. The Eagles roster is going to be looked at as arguably talent-wise a top 10 roster of all time in the future. That roster was loaded from top to bottom. Skill position, offensive line, defensive talent, whatever you want to look at, that is an elite roster. The problem with it is that I have a running back at quarterback and I have a running back in my backfield. So number one, I'm putting a spy on Jalen Hurts to contain him. And the play calling that I'm calling is only so limited because of the deficiencies of Jalen Hurts. He's not a good processor. He doesn't have to have the greatest arm in the world, but the processing just isn't there. When you disguise and take away his first read, you can see he's a deer in the headlight in the pockets. And a lot of times now, I'm not saying he's scared to run, but is it just me, or have you guys noticed like his rushing doesn't look like how it used to? Maybe it's wear and tear, or maybe it's just a reluctancy to run to try to prove he's a pocket passer. I don't know, but he doesn't look the same rushing the ball. Factor everything in that there's this cloud over him that people, his fans, I want to say his fans, Jalen Hurts is nothing personal against you, but your fans pushed you into conversations that you had no business being in. From the longest, before you won the Super Bowl, I said you was going to be like this era's Eli Manning, Joe Flacco. You're an okay quarterback in the regular season. Playoffs, you turn it up a notch, you can win big games. That was going to be you. People decided to put you up there with that guy in Kansas, with that guy in Buffalo, with Joey B in Cincinnati and Lamar Jackson. They said you were them. And honestly, it's not fair to you because you haven't done anything to warrant that, but you played in a system that was predicated for you. And now things aren't perfect. So now that things aren't perfect and the Eagles need you to step it up and be better and be that max contract quarterback that they made you, you're not doing it. And I know we can't say hypotheticals. Oh, well, what if we do this? What if we do this? What if we do that? If we take any of the four top quarterbacks that we named and put them in that Eagles roster the year that they won the Super Bowl, what do you guys think the difference will be, or the drop-off?
None.
What do you guys think Joe Burrow is doing with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and that offensive line?
Shit, just a defense here to get a
What do you think Josh Allen is doing? We beat up Josh Allen for not scoring 40 points in the playoffs game. We beat him up for stuff like that. We beat up Lamar for not being able to beat teams in the playoffs that score over 13 points. But just imagine what he's doing with that team. It's just, in all fairness, bro, you're in a tough situation because you have a generationally stacked roster. And they just need you to be good. There's multiple games where you have 4 picks. I forgot that game. What game was it? I think against the Chargers, he had like 4 picks.
It was 5.
It was 5 picks. And then one game you threw a pick, got a fumble, and then fumbled it. Like you're just out there just, no offense, you just out there just dicking around, bro. Like it's bad. It's bad. And Jalen Hurts doesn't have to go out there and be a 40 touchdown guy, but he needs to pick it up, man. Cut back on the turnovers. If you want to be that dual threat, be more efficient with your running, whatever you got to do. But the Eagles aren't going nowhere if Jalen Hurts continues to play like this, bro. Because that defense is not – a lot of pieces are gone. The offensive line, a lot of pieces are gone. So this isn't the same Eagles team that we saw. So I'm putting all the blame on Jalen Hurts because he has to be better, bro. And when they win, they like to say he's top 5. He's the best in the league. He beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, right? Damn the defense. They just say he beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, right? So you go out there and you go do what Mahomes does on a regular, bro. Because last time I checked, in games that you throw over 30 times, your record is under 500. So looking pretty game managerish, brother.
Cheeks, bro.
What you got, Mike?
He's not that good. So like the same issues bro had coming into the league, some of the deficiencies that made him a second or whatever, 3rd round pick, whatever he was, instead of a 1st round pick, is the same things that we're seeing now. He's not reading the defenses properly. He's not processing fast enough, should I say. He's not taking chances downfield. He's trying to take these safe check downs to avoid interceptions or incompletions or whatever the hell he's avoiding. Uh, he's definitely not running anymore, which is weird to me because with the injuries they had this year on the O line, he should have been moving and not just tush pushing. He should have been trying to get out there on the perimeter, play action, rolling out the pocket. But there's also been multiple reports before the season started, during the season, and not even after, saying the same thing. Like they can't run what most teams run or run a more
Pro style.
pro style, thank you, offense because he is not grasping these concepts. My thing with them is, okay, you knew this. Even the year he went to the Super Bowl, he didn't like have this like incredible like regular season where he was just like all world. Like he turned up in the playoffs and went nuclear for sure. But like that was the playoff run. The regular season, he was cool. He was solid. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't like we weren't having an MVP conversation with him heading into that playoff run when they got to the Super Bowl. And then people mention the Super Bowl, and it's like they mentioned that first one, like, oh, if it went for the pass interference, but then they forget the fact that he had a fumble six in that Super Bowl that cost him. Nick Bolton stripped him, scooped that joint, ran it in. Without them 6 points, they might win that Super Bowl. The pass interference might not even matter because you up more than just three or whatever. It's not a tie game at that point. This Super Bowl, they destroyed Pat, but really the defense got after Pat. Pat didn't have no time to do nothing. It was the same thing the Bucks did to him. He had no time. No receivers was really doing anything, and they destroyed him. He capitalized. He did what he's supposed to do. He played great. But it's just like he's not consistent at anything that you need to be consistent at to be an elite quarterback. And people always disguise it and say, oh, y'all hating on him, y'all this, y'all this. It's not hate, bro. We watching the same thing. He's had 2 really good years out of what, 6 now? 6 or 7? This will be year 7 coming up, so 6, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We're not making this shit up, bro. Like you look at the numbers, you watch the games, bro. He just don't look, and he always got this kind of like smug ass kind of like reaction and shit every time you say something.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, like bro, that shit don't work, bro. Like you not playing well, my nigga. We need more than. Then he'll have a great game the next day. This is what y'all wanted to see. Like shut your dumb ass up, nigga. Yeah, we want to see it every week. Can you do it more than once a season, more than twice a season, my nigga? Yeah, we actually would love to see that. That's exactly what we want to see from a nigga making $250 million. You're 100% right, but we don't. And so we stuck with these questions all the time. But he definitely was the reason they lost a lot of games this year. Even the playoff game. Granted, the Niners is my team. Nigga, you at home. We had no business beating them niggas at the crib. But he played like shit. So it's just like, I don't know. And everybody's banking on kind of them making that run the following year, like how they did when they lost to the Bucks that year. They went to the bowl. And then the next year they weren't good. And they went to the bowl and won again. And then now they lost at home in the first round this year, so they're saying next year they'll be good. Like y'all can't keep banking on that shit. The NFL is not getting dumber. Defensive players aren't getting slower or dumber. They're getting smarter, faster, stronger, and they're flying around. Nobody's gonna let him just dominate them the way he might have done before. So,
and you know the sad part is, bro, it's not even like it's bad to the point, brother. If you take away a check down from him, bro, like he tunnel visions when it's like it seems like when they call a play for him, if they call an AJ on a slant, he's eyeing down AJ on a slant, and if the slant isn't there, bro, oh shit, what the fuck?
Like, you literally see it on camera. He be like this, bro.
It's terrible, bro. Like his progressions just aren't there, bro. Like let's just say, like, bro, if I'm calling AJ on the go, I'm calling Smitty on a slant. And I'm gonna call Dallas across the middle. There's not a simple, bro, like just a simple fluid motion, drop back. 1, AJ no, Dallas no, Smitty no, take off, run. It's literally, bro, 8 down. Say hi, AJ. Oh shit! Oh, boom, sack. And it's being highlighted now because a lot of injuries on the O line. Saquon Barkley is never going to be this all-time run blocker. I mean, pass protector. It's not his game, bro. It's not. So you're literally fucked right now, man. Literally.
Yeah.
It's a reason Saban gave Tua that job in college, man. It's a reason.
If you could, what do you think? How do you fix Jalen Hurts?
Before y'all go, let me say this, man. For me personally, bro, in terms of is he the biggest failure on the team? Honestly, man, I'm gonna say no, man. I don't think Jalen Hurts is their biggest failure right now. I don't think he's the biggest reason why they're failing. I think the biggest reason they're failing is simple. I think it's Nick Sirianni. And I said this before about Nick Sirianni, and I'll say it again. I think he is just as much as Jalen Hurts is. I think he's an extreme beneficiary of the situation and not necessarily the situation being benefited by him. He's a guy who, by to his credit, he can find pretty damn good coordinators. I mean, he went out and got Vic Fangio. You know, that's not a power move by his terms because Vic wanted to beat her, but by all means, he went on and got Shane Steichen, who got a head coach's job with the Colts because of the job he did with Jalen Hurts. He went out and found and got Kellen Moore a job and gave him an opportunity. Now he's a head coach with the Saints, doing pretty solid for himself. And listen, by all accounts, man, Nick Sirianni can find pretty good coordinators. But outside of that, that's it. He cannot rally the troops. He cannot make halftime adjustments. You never see the Eagles make adjustments, period. Now that we mention it. You never see him be able to really develop young talent. He has to bring in coordinators to do that job for him. Now, granted, one of the things about coaching is knowing your strengths and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is he has no strengths. There's nothing Nick Sirianni does as a head coach that truly benefits anyone in that organization outside of being the guy that just sounds funny and hubris on the mic. That's it. And at some point, and this is not to excuse bad play from Jalen Hurts, because I agree with you 1,000%, Breeze. I thought it was ridiculous that people started putting him in conversations with Lamar, Josh Allen, and Joe B, and these, Pat and these dudes. He was never that. And I never once thought he was that. I don't know why people wanted him to be, but I guess that's them wishing on a shooting star. But at the end of the day, Nick Sirianni has done no favors to Jalen Hurts in terms of the coach that he's supposed to be to him, in terms of helping him become a better processor, reading defenses better, getting him in the film room, locking him in, whatever the case may be. I think coaching has to some way, somehow play a factor into these things. Because it's a reason why there's a difference now with Shane Steichen gone, and now Jalen Hurts is no longer looking like a potential MVP candidate. There's a reason for that. And it's because the coaching isn't there. And again, he himself has to be better for sure. But if you invested $200 million in the guy, you have to. It's the same thing I said about not the relate situations, but it's the same thing I've said about multiple quarterbacks in the league, bro. You have to be able to invest the time, energy, and effort into these guys when you put this amount of stock into them. We're talking about a $240 million quarterback, and what are we doing as coaches to really make him better?
But can I ask you something, OT?
Go ahead, bro.
How much of this goes to complacency, though? Because I'm not gonna lie, we can say Jalen Hurts doesn't look the same, but how much is he working to be better?
That's a fair question.
How much is he in the film room? Honestly, how much is he not resting on his laurels? Because once you get that payday, you know what it is. See, once you get that payday, you get that job security. Mike, what happened? Either niggas do what?
Complacency, you're right.
Shit, I'm finna turn it up, or
get comfortable.
Man, I'm good. How much is like we can say the coaching, but a lot of the things that you highlighted are personal things that coaching can't fix. You have to fix that. You have to fix your ability to process, because the coach isn't out there like you're a robot controlling your arm or nothing like that. You have to be in the film room. You have to understand when they're disguising coverages. You have to know that. There's only so much a coach can tell you in that headset. You know it cut off after a certain time. You know that. So just in all fairness, bro, we can say Nick Sirianni can't rally the troops, which I agree. A lot of the time, the Eagles look dead in the water. The Eagles look very lost sometimes. There's a bunch of bonehead mistakes they make, like too many men on the field, a bunch of stupid penalties. He doesn't run a stern ship the way it should be run, because even in the first game of the season, Jalen Carden going to spit on Dak Prescott. I wish somebody would do that on Belichick watch.
Hey, boy.
I wish somebody would do that on Belichick watch.
Boy would have cut his ass before the game started.
It don't matter who it is. Belichick was benching niggas in the Super Bowl. Oh, you don't want to get in line? He benched his best DB for the Super Bowl when they asked him so.
It was willing to lose because of it. Didn't give a fuck. Didn't like, oh, we down, let me put him back in. No.
And I'm not saying everybody can be Belichick, but it's some type of order that has to be ran, even with adults. Even as a leader of men, you have to have some type of law and order. And with Jalen Hurts, he really just needs to get back in the film room, bro, because freelancing only gets you around so far. And we saw that with Pat Mahomes last year. He had a down year, right? So now I think this year off is going to be really good for him because now we can see all that freelancing and fucking around and pivoting and running on the sideline and chucking it 50 yards off your back foot. That shit ain't going to keep working. It's not. It's really not. So,
I mean, I agree, man. I do believe at the end of the day he has to find it within himself to want better and be better on the field.
for sure.
And there is some, I want to say there could be some tendencies that indicate that he just simply is complacent with what he is now. But I believe, bro, I just don't think it's coincidence, bro. Like, I mean, when Shane Steichen was there, he was on his way to an MVP season, first and only year being an All Pro. This was a guy who seemed to be trending and ascending upward. The moment Shane Steichen leaves, the play is just not there, bro. And I'm not saying he needs to have his hand held all the time. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, it's like I told Will this before, like when he was saying like you got to coddle to these star players. I'm not saying coddle to these guys. What I'm saying is when you give a guy that large sum of money, you have to do what you can to get the best out of him. Even if that means he's still going to be the same guy, at least we can see you actually put in the effort and actually did your job to make him better. A perfect example of this is Mike McDaniel too. And I said I wasn't a fan of Mike McDaniel. Wasn't at all. I admitted that plenty of times. But I can't never sit here and tell anyone that he did not put his best foot forward to get the best out of Tua Tagovailoa. We all seen that. Whether it was him, egging for certain guys to be signed to fit to his play style, whether it was him changing the schemes, consistently throughout the course of the time of his tenure with Miami to fit Tua, whether it was him going out and building Tua confidence back up, breaking down film with him, 500 tapes and this, down the third. Like, it's those things that you hear and see that make you understand coaches are trying to get the most out of their player. That's a part of your job. And I think Nick Sirianni simply just does not do that. I just don't think he's good at it, bro. Like, there's no one in that locker room that I can visibly see that has gotten better because Nick Sirianni is just that good of a head coach. There's no one. Like,
honestly, he argue with the players like he is a player arguing with a teammate. Like,
exactly, bro.
It's very concerning.
The problem. It's no structure.
None. It's very concerning when you see it.
Exactly.
He be barking at these niggas like they on the same level. Like, you supposed to be running this organization, bro.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Eagles Nation, hear me out. Y'all got a problem on y'all hands.
You go to bullshit.
Y'all, I see AJ Brown ain't feeling it over there. Look, holla at your boy Breezo, man. Check me out. You could have Sirianni, and you could get Shane Steichen back. Go ahead and send AJ Brown to Indy, man. Go ahead, send him.
Yeah, man,
go ahead and send him.
Man,
and y'all can have.
Hell nah. Get your
and y'all can have.
You want a player for coach trade? Ain't no fucking way.
Y'all can have Steichen, man.
They gotta
Think about it. Y'all can fix y'all quarterback.
They gotta take AR too.
He could stay. You give us AJ Brown, he could stay.
Okay, bet.
Shit, if you want AR, I'll throw him in for the free.
Nah, he gonna stay.
Man, listen, man. At the end of the day, I'm gonna leave it there, man. I think Jalen Hurts. I think you can definitely argue he is their biggest reason for they fail because he has not lived up to the expectation for sure. And after he signed that contract, but at the same time, bro, it's hard to ignore the glaring issue they have at head coach, bro. And I said this to Will too, and I remember we had an argument about this about Nick Sirianni because he was saying you could argue he's top 5 coach in the league. I'm like, that's an argument I'm not willing to hear because there's no argument to me, bro. Like, he just is a beneficiary of a great situation. Like, there's nothing he does as a coach that should put him in that same air as these McVays, the Shanahans, the Andy Reid's of the world. Like, he's not in that realm. He's just not.
It's kind of crazy, but you know who he remind me of? Mark Daigneault of the Thunder. That man is an ass coach, bro. That man, I'm sorry. Oklahoma City, bro, that man is fucking horrible, bro. When in doubt, you know what his go-to is, bro? You know it, bro. When in doubt, SGA. There's no.
Would there be any coach go-to with that team?
I was just waiting for you to say it, because we all know it's ISO SGA.
There's no. But look, bro, there's no. But look, Oklahoma City is so talented and so deep of a roster. He doesn't scheme up. Bro, SGA is going to get like the Derrick Rose, Steve Nash, James Harden burnout for the playoffs type of thing, bro. Why the hell are we clinched the number 1 seed and you're playing an overtime game with your MVP playing 47 minutes on a back-to-back? What are you doing?
The man 24-25.
Bro, how old was Derrick Rose?
Don't do that.
About the same.
Bro, it doesn't matter, bro. T, what's the point of playing that game, T? What's the point?
We can move on, bro. You ain't have to.
T, we clinched the number 1 seed.
He ain't had to bring that shit
up.
Yeah,
that hurt. I mean, what he's saying is facts, though, man. I mean,
you use Brandon Roy or some shit. You had to bring up fucking D-Rose.
Same thing Thibs did to my boy, man. Same thing.
It make no sense, bro. It really make no sense. I'm telling you, bro. Watch.
It don't, bro. I agree with your analogy, bro. Because I'm not gonna go as far as to say he's horrible, but
that man is an ass coach.
Bro. I don't think he's a good coach.
I
think he's okay. I think he's decent.
You said what?
Who would you replace him with then?
I mean, you can promote from within. It ain't that hard to sit there and be a cone and just look like this.
Yeah, but you don't like that. So who would you promote? Who would you replace him with?
You can promote somebody from within.
I don't know nobody on their staff, so I can't.
That's the point. You're not supposed to.
So I mean, listen, man. At the end of the day, the Thunder not gonna replace them because they're winning games, bro.
They just won a championship. You can't. Well, then again, Denver did it with Mike whatever. What's his name? There you go.
But
whatever.
Niggas a fucking idiot, man.
But at the end of the day, bro,
really wake up in the morning and say Alex Caruso guard Wemby. Fuck Chet. Alex Caruso, you got him.
Hey, man. Whatever's coming.
Hey, man. Hey, he said it worked.
That shit did not work, man.
Hey, man. He ain't going to see what like he did last night. Shit.
Hey, Wemby hitting step back 3 like, look, this nigga.
Hey, first of all, the fact that you shooting threes with that nigga on you is the reason they put him on you in the first place.
This little guy.
Hey, so look, man, we're gonna move off into the last segment, man. So we'll see where y'all brains at today, man. I got another one on the board. We gotta keep 3 cut 5, fellas. Y'all know what it is. Hey, but this time we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Excuse me. And I'm gonna do NFL MVPs. Let's see where y'all minds at.
All right, okay.
Y'all ready? Let's get to it. First MVP I got up for y'all, man. I got 2020 Patrick Mahomes.
That was the 50 TD year, right?
Nah.
50 TD, 5K.
Oh yeah, bro. We got to keep it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's the second greatest quarterback season of all time, bro.
Okay,
we got to keep it.
Okay. The next MVP season I got up. Hey, man came back from 2 major injuries.
Shut it down. Game over.
I got Adrian Peterson, man.
Shut it down.
I got Adrian Peterson.
Man.
This dumb ass thought you was talking about Peyton, man.
I was about to say,
that nigga got excited for nothing. That nigga said, shut it down. He let the nigga finish. He thought he swore up and down. It was Peyton.
That nigga said came back 2 major surgery, 55. Oh, nah. AP. Bro, I think
he might get LT,
bro. I think LT.
He went over 2K.
I think LT MVP season was better, bro.
How many touchdowns he had a year?
Like 17, 18 or something like that, right? Or it was like 12, 13.
He had 13 that season.
All right, we can cut it.
Yeah, we can cut, bro. Nostalgia,
If
very
he
impressive.
was in the 20s touchdown wise, I would have been tempted to keep it. But 13 is not a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, very, very nostalgic.
Respect
Great
the
season.
yards though. He went the fuck off. 6
Who
months
was the
after
quarterback though? I think
The man quarterback was nobody, bro.
Was it Christian Ponder?
It's Christian
yeah,
Ponder.
that was the manager of my apartment complex, bro.
Hey, you're
And they made the playoffs.
asshole,
But listen, y'all, if y'all cutting it, by all means, bro.
We cutting.
Cutting AP.
All right. Next MVP I got up for y'all, man. I got the bad man himself. I got 2018 Aaron Rodgers.
Can I get the numbers from that year if you got them?
I think
That was the 44 and 4 touchdown year.
that was a nasty year.
44. Yeah, but I think he had 44 touchdowns and like 4 interceptions or something like that.
Yeah, what was the completion percentage? It was like high 60, right?
High 60 is almost 70.
I can pull up the exact.
Can you pull it up?
Because the completion percentage was insane. I think the next best season statistic-wise was Lamar. Lamar had the season that was comparable to that.
His second MVP year?
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that was a crazy. But Aaron Rodgers got so many goddamn good years.
That's what I'm saying. Like he got 4 of them hoes.
The GOAT, man.
He said the GOAT, man.
Y'all know that's my boy, man. That's my boy.
Yeah, I ain't know.
He actually had 48 touchdowns to 5 interceptions.
Damn. How many yards?
For a little, almost 43.
And like high 60s completion percentage wise?
70.
Fuck. Ooh,
I was back in 2020. I actually got the Pat year wrong. I think Pat was one.
Yeah, I was saying because that year I think that was the COVID year, right? So. Or the year before COVID.
It was the year after.
The year of.
I
Okay.
think it was the year after, a little bit after.
And if I'm not mistaken, they lost to Brady in the NFC Championship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember Aaron Rodgers on the press tour. Hey, I want the championship game on the
48, 4, and 70% completion percentage.
So look, if we keep this,
we only got one left, bro.
We gonna have a quarterback and a running back next up. So quarterback, we taking that Peyton season or
here you go with that Peyton season,
bro. Come on, how you cut 55 touchdowns and 5,000 yards?
AP was the Peyton season the way you reacted to that shit.
What y'all doing? We keeping it cut. What we doing?
You want to cut him and take the chance for the Peyton later on?
All right, bro. Let's cut him, man.
All right. Hey, Reed's a bad motherfucker. This if you ever want to know what loyalty to a motherfucker look like, this is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, we cutting one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen from a quarterback, man.
Hey, man, he said that 55 did something for his soul, man.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
That's real tough. Tough. All right, next season I got for y'all, man. I got the only unanimous MVP in NFL history. I got Lamar Jackson.
I'm not gonna lie, it didn't. I'm the only person that felt like that year wasn't just like.
What was the stats from this year? Because I'll be mixing up the stats from this and
the second one.
Yeah, what was the stats from this year?
Man, you gotta remember, man, number one offense in the league.
I get it.
Number one rushing attack.
I get it. I'm just saying.
He led the league that season in game-winning drives. I'm pulling up the exact season numbers.
Yeah, like 3,600 passing yards or some shit, right? And like 1,000 rushing yards or something.
He had 30. He led the league in touchdowns that year too. He had 36 touchdowns, 6 INTs, 66 completion percentage, over 3,000 yards passing.
Bro, we could cut. I'm not impressed.
That's why I said we can cut.
He had a league QBR.
I don't understand how that was unanimous, unless everybody else that year was just not that much worse than what he was playing. He had an elite year, but for it to be unanimous, it kind of threw me off. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, we can cut.
The Lamar glaze was real.
That was the same year he opened up the season with 6 touchdowns.
Okay, I got it. And so then you had 6 in one game. You had 32 the next 16. Yeah, I'm cool. We can cut.
Remember, he sat the last 2 games, bro.
Oh, you right. That's fair. We can cut though.
We can cut, bro. I'm not really
going about that one. Well, how many we got left? 4?
That was 4 names. So y'all only kept Pat so far.
We got 4 names left.
Okay. We
I bet.
got in the unanimous MVP, man.
Keeping 2 out of the 4.
I think we might cry over that Rogers one, man.
Maybe. I didn't want to do it, but
All right, listen.
holding out for that 55, so we better get.
Hey, listen. Next name up. I got last year's MVP. Your boy. I got Josh Allen.
We should have kept Rogers, man.
Hey man, what y'all doing?
I'm not. I mean, Josh was cool, but I'm not. I wasn't over the moon for that shit, to be honest. You want to cut? I'm cool cutting. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, we could cut it, bro.
So 4 cuts. You got 1 more cut left.
2 out of 3 we gotta
Next
keep.
MVP season I got. Hey, this is probably the greatest MVP season we've ever seen. I got 2015 Cam Newton.
That nigga mad as hell.
What?
He hot because you said this might be the best MVP he's ever seen. You said Cam, that nigga.
I mean, it might be. Shit, what you mean?
I ain't gonna listen. Hold on, let me check them numbers right fast. Hold on.
No, I think it was 45 in total. 45 in total. I think he had like 15 or 10 rushing touchdowns and 35 passing. We could keep it.
Yeah, I'm cool with keeping that one. I ain't gonna lie.
We could keep it for nostalgia purposes, man. For the culture.
Yeah, so 15 and 1, 38, 3,900 yards, 35 touchdowns. No, you're right. Yeah, 45 total touchdowns. That's crazy.
For nostalgia, man. For the culture, man, my nigga.
They led the league in touchdowns, bro. And that man was throwing the Kroger grocery bags, man. But okay. All right. So y'all keep.
We'll keep Killer Cam.
So y'all keep Cam.
So we got to keep the one on the next two.
All right. So y'all keep it Cam. All right. Okay. Next name I got for y'all. Y'all may be a little disappointed by this one, but I got Matt Ryan, man.
Cut that motherfucker, man. Cut him.
Cut this shit, bro.
Cut that shit off. Cut that shit up, quick.
All right. So y'all cut Matt Ryan too. All right. So listen. In his keep 3, cut 5. Gentlemen.
Should have kept A-Rod, Joe.
Y'all did choose to keep Patrick Mahomes. Y'all kept Cam Newton. And then y'all went cut Aaron Rodgers. Y'all cut Lamar Jackson. Y'all cut Adrian Peterson. Oh, man. Who was – well, I wrote it down. Who's doing that? What the hell? Oh, Matt Ryan. That's what I'm missing. And y'all chose to cut Matt Ryan. So, fellas, ladies, gents, the last keep for y'all is Sean Alexander back in 2005.
This is all due to this nigga's blind loyalty to Peyton Manning, bro.
Hey, man, Sean Alexander went crazy that year, man.
I don't give a fuck if the nigga went postal. He could have had a psychotic break that year.
My dog.
Out of here.
My dog cooked some bullshit, man.
It's the shit you low key. You did the same shit to us last week with that shit, that fucking list you had when you started with that bullshit. So
I didn't say if we starting out slight. I said
no. That's what I'm saying. He did that shit last week. That was talking about we gonna start off slight, then started with that shit, threw us off. So this really your fault.
My dog cooked some bullshit.
Hey,
bro, y'all talking like, hey, listen, man.
That nigga said
I didn't tell you
to gotta cut A-Rod because 55 touchdowns is coming.
I ain't tell you to cut A-Rod, bro. Y'all knew it was more than
that nigga Bree said we had to cut him because that 55 touchdown Peyton Manning shit was coming. He just knew it was on the way.
I already knew he was gonna wait for that shit. That's why I ain't put it on there, bro.
See?
Niggas ain't righteous, dog.
Got to know your opponent, brother.
Niggas ain't righteous, dog.
Hey, man, 27 touchdowns, almost 1,900, man. Hey, good.
Fuck that nigga, man.
So you talking about me? Mike said, "Fuck that nigga." He in my division. Fuck that nigga.
Yeah, man.
70% completion.
Them boys cut. Them boys cut the bad man himself, man. But hey, man, that'll do it for today's episode, man. I appreciate those who tuned in tonight. Listen, we will keep going and we'll keep growing. Tune in tomorrow night. We're gonna come in a little earlier than usual. Gonna be 6:30 Eastern time. So y'all keep that on the calendar, man. Hit that bell notification, be notified when we go live on YouTube. And remember, I'm on every social media platform. Just look up the handle LastWord Productions. I'm here, man. But before we go, man, y'all boys, anything y'all want to add?
Nah, bro. Appreciate
Don't
y'all,
let
man.
your friends guide your decisions with emotions, people.
Just
That's
know
all.
T cook up some bullshit. If you ever
Don't
go to
let
his
your friends
restaurant, he
guide
cooks some
your decisions
bullshit.
for the
Yeah,
with
those you can't get mad because Peyton wasn't on there,
that
bro.
nigga. I'm telling you, wait. I should have known. See, it's really my fault. Because as excited as he got on that second when you started naming shit, he thought it was Peyton and it was AP. I should have known then. I had to take control of the situation. I didn't, and so I'm really blaming myself. This on me. It's my fault. Good
T
people.
cook up bullshit, man.
I should have took control of the
Well, you
situation.
can't. Hey,
When I
listen,
seen the
man.
nigga do this,
Listen, man. You
or
gotta
even
be
finish
open.
the fucking rollout, I should
You
have
gotta
known.
be open to all possibilities, bro.
He said you gotta be open minded. Free yourself.
But all right,
You hear the
y'all.
dog in the background? He telling
He
you
said
cook some bullshit.
bullshit.
I hate y'all.
All right,
All right,
man.
cowboy.